Good morning, YouTube. Well, just watched Star Trek Discovery. What an amazing episode. This series is truly starting to get into its role at last. Finally, last 3 episodes have just got better for me. Last week was superb with the Harry Mudd. I know the time loop thing on Star Trek's been done before, but how they did it and how they played it, and with the humour and everything of last week's episode was brilliant. And the dude that's playing Mudd is very convincing, and I loved it. It was great getting to see Stella as well at the end. And that was last week's, and this week's two-parter. Absolutely gutted at the end of this episode. Interesting concept as well. I felt like today I was actually watching an episode of Star Trek. They actually brought in the weirdness of Star Trek, the unknown into it. It was brilliant. They beamed down to the planet for this transmitter, which I think they can track the Klingon cloaking ships. And I'll get into that in a second. It's that the one thing I liked about this, that when Lorca jumped out of pod drive, that's what I call it, out of the spore drive, sorry, and he tried saving the Gagarin, he didn't save the ship. Now normally in the old Trek series, probably would have been saved. Captain Kirk would have probably saved him, but that's how things have moved on. It means Lorca's fallible, and I like that. He jumped out, they gave the best as they could to save the ship, and they lost it. Because they couldn't lock onto Klingon ships. And you could tell how gutted he was. I mean, the guy's a warrior. He went in there and he couldn't do it. They have to make mistakes. I mean, this man, his block is just bred for war. He's a warrior. So then they have to go to this planet. They get down there and there's this like energy based life form on the planet. It's like loads of it. It's in so much perfect tune and of harmony of life and nature that it affects Sorrow. And you learn quite a bit about his race. I didn't know he could run up to like 80 kilometres or something, 80 miles an hour. Which was sort of interesting because his race had always been hunted on his own planet by something, predators, so they were like designed to escape predators. I mean, and he got affected by, I mean, these aliens, these energy beings, sensed the imbalance in him and sort of affected him. And then he got all like hippie-ish and balanced out. But they had to stick to mission at first. I mean, there were a lot of mention of General Order 1 and First Contact Protocols and this, and I mean, this is what I mean. It is, they are bringing a lot in from the canon into this series, and they are quoting it as well. So he sort of like gets they like infiltrate his mind, these alien energy beings, and they're not evil, they're just balanced, and he wants them. He thinks he's going to restore harmony to the planet, and he's at peace. And the other two, Burnham and the security fella, there is a bit of a romantic kiss with them. See, Burnham's growing on me. I wasn't a big fan of her for the first few episodes, but since a few weeks ago, she became very likeable. And you now she started showing a bit of humour and stuff. It's been sort of interesting with her, that you're getting to see a lot more. There's more to her than this Vulcan facade about her. She's getting in touch with her humanity, and there's more coming out. And in some ways, she's quite, when it comes to emotions and human feelings, she's quite naive, isn't she? And that sort of makes it interesting with us, that bit of vulnerability there. And I think her and the security dude, they're well suited, so it's going to be interesting to see where this develops. And I think it's a great idea as well. Lorca's just superb as usual. I mean, Jason Isaacs, he just stands on that bridge and he's got presence. You know, it's his bridge, he commands it, and that's it. I mean, he was shouting at the crew when they engaged the Klingons, which were interesting. I mean, normally they're all like quite cool about it, but he were on it, and it's just his ship and it's his bridge. I mean, Jason Isaac, he's hammered it, and that's it. I had some friends yesterday. They went off to a Netflix event, and they actually met some of the cast and crew. Watched this episode yesterday. They had a great time. So, you know, good one on you guys for you know, going to the Netflix event yesterday. I mean, this episode, it's been one of the best yet. I mean, it was action packed. I mean, it had everything. It had the Star Trek feel to it, with the aliens, and you got the war in it. I mean, it was touching on a lot of different things. The interesting thing is, I was a bit funny with the Klingons at the beginning, but I've sort of, they've grown on me. You know, I've sort of got used to them, sort of starting to accept them. I suppose really it's a transition. Do you remember The Next Generation? When do you remember Star Trek the motion picture? When we'd have the original Klingons in TOS, that they were, and then suddenly in Star Trek the motion picture they brought these new Klingons in. So I suppose we're going through that transitional phase where obviously there's another bunch of Klingons and we're just starting to accept them. But they said they're going to explain all this, so it should grow quite interesting. Getting into Klingon politics with Cole is interesting, and starting. I mean, the Klingon ships are starting to grow. I mean, like the whole Klingon thing is starting to, I'm not going to go against it. At first I moaned about them, but I'm starting to think, yeah, there's a bit more. I'm getting a bit fed up at subtitles, but fair enough. You know, we put up with that. But I do like Arel. She's interesting, and she's out to, I mean, that punch-up she had with Admiral was pretty intense. And so they found an ally there, unless there's another agenda going on. But it is, you know, when you're getting further into this whole Klingon thing, I just want a bit more personality with them, a bit more gravitas, and I think they will have nailed it. But all in all, this has been a great series. Star Trek Discovery has really grown on me, and I hope it keeps on going. I really do. So anyway, that's my review for episode 8 of Star Trek Discovery. Enjoy it, guys. Roll on next week, because this finished beautifully with the aliens sort of trying to bring balance to both sides, you know, because they now called the Klingons, and it just finished where that ship of the dead was entering the Pavlov system. Right, so give this video a like, guys. I'll see you on the next video, and have a great week, and what a start to Monday.